Shalom, me homies. This video is just a quick little message to anyone who has sent me an email in the last week or so. I just wanted to apologize that I haven't gotten back to you yet. I had planned on doing that, but as life often does, as life often does throw us curveballs, I have been thrown one. And so I was working on a farm in the countryside, a very lovely place, and I thought that I was going to be staying there the whole summer. So I had unloaded everything out of my car, everything I owned, and really had been settled in for the last 2 months. And then I was asked to leave without like any time. Was asked to leave, like I was told yesterday morning, and I had to be out yesterday evening. And you may be thinking, what did this girl do? Well, I am the light. Let's just leave it at that. So that's all day yesterday was me doing that. The day before was really weird. If you go back and look at my last few videos, like I was having weird dreams, people posting like attacks of me online, like making me out to be a witch. I stumbled upon a skeleton in the woods. I had a remembrance of what turned out to be a prophetic dream. Like all of this in the last few days. So answering emails has kind of gone by the wayside. But so that's that. And also I have been working on the zine that I had mentioned that I wanted to do, called Being MYCELIUM. And mycelium is the underground structure of fungi that has a symbiotic relationship with the roots of plants, and it transports like water and nutrients to the plants, and then the plants give it sugary exudate back. And so, like people, how we all form beneficial symbiotic relationships with one another. It's a reference to that, but it's also a reference to underground communication. Like the zine itself is underground communication that can't be monitored by whoever it is that's watching these online platforms, and like this one, So I'm going to show you my first copy, and this one's going out to Sarah. It's all handmade, so it takes a good time to put together. And then Keith, whenever I get to where I'm going, hopefully I'll have like a little area where I can do some art and I can start putting yours together. But I just wanted to show you guys. So the cover of this first edition of Being MYCELIUM is a depiction, an artistic representation of the Kundalini awakening, which sends you to the land of milk and honey, right? Bliss. And so the background here is rainbow, and that's symbolic of all of the chakras that are opened up during a Kundalini awakening. All of the energy centers are opened and expanded. And then we have the milk and the honey. The milk being the serotonin that the pineal gland releases, and the honey being the DMT that the pineal gland releases. And I also put some feathers on here. This is a turkey feather, which is symbolic of spiritual groundedness and protection. So spiritual protection. And then a peacock feather, which is symbolic of spiritual awakenings, like the Kundalini awakening. And I find these feathers, I don't buy them. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't think it's quite as special. So these came from, they were handpicked from the earth. And Exodus 3:3. So there actually are snakes. The threes are snakes. And this is a passage in the Bible that is also referring to a Kundalini awakening. If you're reading it through an esoteric lens and not taking the story literally, like I don't believe that Moses literally struck his rod or his staff onto a rock and water came coming out. I think that's a reference to the spine, the pineal gland, the fluids that are running down the spine. All of this is like a parable or symbolic language for describing the Kundalini awakening, right? So that's what this all is. This is like, you know, his staff turns into a snake at one point during the Exodus. So, okay, this is the first page. It says, Church of the Holy Fools presents Being Mycelium, a paper-bound labyrinthine journey through the land of milk and honey. Poetry, ponderings, daily reflections. Shalom. And then I guess I could go ahead and read this. I've already shared this poem on one of my videos, but maybe everyone hasn't heard it. It says, here we are again, a cave, a crack, a golden cone of light, an earthen staircase, a descent into mother's womb, water, underwater, soft lights in the distance. The heart knows, intuition guides, the crowning, the kingdom. Do you remember Alexandria, the Sibyls? Sophia is returning, arising. She will be delivered onto the new shores of an old world, familiar to its inhabitants, maiden, mother, crone. She is the center of all things manifest, the eye, the seat, the seed, renewer, eternal weaver, healer, lover, bringer of shalom. A thread of flame will spill forth from her umbilicus and set the land ablaze. A red thread, connecting, purifying, weaving the fates. Deliberate creation spun of destruction. Determined measures imbued with meaning and purpose. Definite endings that will give rise to new beginnings eternally. This is the structure of the finite, born of the infinite. Sophia is returning. Here we are again. Okay, so that's the first poem. The next one is a little darker. Like a heavy rain on a scorched land, a deep sleep fell hard upon the minds of shallow men. A deluge of dark shadows, an army of ancient archetypes descended and rose up inside them. Nowhere to run, in abject horror, terror, they froze, as if pillars of salt. Helpless, depersonalized, each man watched on as the shadows used a yarn spun of the empty husks of his own words to bind his wrists and ankles, and then drag him feet first into the darkest recesses of his mind. And there they left him in a nest of serpents. And then this one says, I plunged to the depths of Anima Mundi and there found a glimmer of lucidity that became a blazing sun that illuminates my every step and the glorious path before me. So that's the start of it. And I thought what I would do, because you have all these empty pages, there's 40 pages total. So what I would do is, and then on the back here, I pulled a card for you, Sarah, and this is what I got. Shield. So protection, and that's like, I don't know, a wolf and a bobcat maybe, or a coyote and a bobcat, or a cougar. I don't know. The wildcat and dogs. That's what you got. So we're going back to the wild thing. So that's that. And so, what I was saying is, so there's a bunch of empty pages in there, and I thought, as a way to just send you, I'll write you letters, and we'll have a little pen pal situation going on, and I'll send you pages that you can glue into the rest of the book on top of the blank pages, or however you want to put them in there. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, and they take a really long time to put together, so I don't know. I was going to say I could send other people some, but I don't think that I have the time to do that. But Keith, you're getting one too. Oh, And we'll see if I can figure out how to like mass produce them in a way that's cool. But I really like things to be handmade and to have like real love and energy put into them. So, you know, maybe it's enough that I could just put the covers together by hand and then make copies of the stuff inside. But we'll see. So I just want to let everyone know what's going on. If you've emailed me, I do plan on getting back to you. I just have to kind of, you know, have a minute to get grounded again.